The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. The second coming of Christ. He's prophesying it right here. Now let's hold on. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Power and great glory. Now, but I want you to pay attention to this verse. And he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Read out. So what we need to take a look at is elect and four winds. Elect and four winds. So who's God's elect? Because the Christians say all the believers in Jesus are the elect. The multi-ethnic church is the elect. But there's no chapter and verse with it. I don't see how people can just listen to baffle. I need to see a chapter and verse. That way I'll be sure. So chapter and verse says, the book of Isaiah. The book of Isaiah 45. Verse 4. Let me just read through this real quick. For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect, I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me, because Israel began to sin. But you can see with chapter and verse that Israel is elect. And if you don't see a verse that says different, don't believe it. Israel, mine elect. That's who's God's elect is. You're reading it. So let's go back to Matthew. Let's hurry on back to Matthew real quick. I want to make sure you get all this. I'm going to go slow on it. I'll try to fit it all into this 10-minute episode. But we're going to go back to Matthew 24:31. And he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. So now we see that the elect was Israel by chapter and verse. That's proof. Now we need to talk about the four winds. What does he mean, four winds? Because he's gathering together his elect from the four winds. The question is, who is at the four winds? You have to read it. So let's go to the book of Ezekiel. We got to get to the point here. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, and we're going to start in verse 9. Read on down. Ezekiel 37 and 9. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man. Say to the wind, thus saith the Lord God, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain that they may live. So come from the four winds and breathe upon these slain. So these slain are scattered abroad in the four winds. Now you're going to find out who these slain are. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceeding great army, exceeding great. And he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. So the whole house was Israel. The whole house of Israel was at the four winds. That's who was at the four winds, Israel. Now, you may say to yourself, well, I need more than that. But I'm going to finish reading verse 11. Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say our bones are dried, and our hope is lost among the Gentiles, and we are cut off for our parts. So this is what I want to do. I want to go to the book of Zechariah. Now we can see early that Israel is in the four winds. They were scattered, spread abroad in the four winds. Let's get more proof in the book of Zechariah. We want chapter and verse. We're going to show you who was at the four winds, and it wasn't everybody. Get straight to the point. 10-minute video. Ho, ho, come forth, flee from the land of the north, saith the Lord. For I have spread you abroad as the four winds of heaven, saith the Lord. Who did God spread abroad as the four winds? Who? Who did God spread abroad as the four winds? Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon. Psalms 137, verse 7 and 8 will prove to you that that's Edom, the Edomites, the Caucasians. So, deliver thyself, O Zion. Ho, ho, come forth, flee from the land of the north, saith the Lord. For I, God, have spread you is Zion, abroad as the four winds. So now you got a pretty good idea who is in the four winds. They will call this elect even. But, that's Revelation. Revelation chapter 7, verse 1 again. After these things, I saw four angels standing on the four corners of the earth, holding the four winds of the earth. Holding the four winds. That the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. Watch this. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God. And he cried out with a loud voice to the four angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea with war. This is the end time, folk. This is why it says this, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. Once again, brothers and sisters, the children of Israel is in the four winds. That's why God says, when he saw them standing on the four corners of the earth with the four winds, he commanded that they should not hurt anything until the 144,000 of Israel were sealed. So when we go back, when we go back to the book of Matthew 24, verse 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Who was in the four winds? Israel. Not everybody. That's why it says his elect. Isaiah 45 verse 4 proved to be correct. His elect was Israel because they were in the four winds. And that is who God's Son is going to come back and gather in his second coming. Them alone. You Christians. A lot of you, I bet you know this. You know that the elect is Israel, and they were in the four winds, as Ezekiel 37, 9 through 11 proved. Zechariah 2, 6 and 7 proved. And Revelation 7, 1 through 4 proved. Israel is in the four winds, not everybody. And that's who he's sending his angels to gather. But we're going to promise you something, brothers and sisters, because I've been around them. These men, for $1, will kick that to the side. Creflo Dollar, TD Jakes, all of them, from the greatest to the least, it's all about covetousness. They believe that a physical blessing is God. No. Gain without godliness is,